If you sampling a soul record, get that bullshit out of here. No one's trying to hear that.
They make this old boom bap stuff. No one wants to hear that.
I hate soul, boom bap.
Exactly.
Get that unk shit out of here, bro. I don't like any of that music.
Being that I'm a older producer, I definitely resonate with the title of this video. Old producers stop making beats. I'm kind of in the mindset that you never really stop making music. You can't really retire from the music industry, or you can retire from the music industry, but you can't really retire from music. The sound that is entering the ether now with trap music, guys like Ian, even guys like Yeet, Ian, shout out to myself a little bit there. Guys like Von Off 1700, shout out to Chicago artists. There's a classic sound that is coming into play right now. And I think it's because back in the early 2000s, it was the 80s sound that was considered retro. Now that we're here in the, starting to leave the early 2020s, now the early 2000s are the 80s of when I got started. But yeah, let's check out DJ Pain 1 and see what he's talking about here.
Man, if you're making beats and you're over the age of like 27, just stop. No one wants to hear old men making beats.
If you sampling a soul record, get that bullshit out of here. No one's trying to hear that.
They make this old boom bap stuff. No one wants to hear that.
I hate soul, boom bap.
Exactly.
Get that unk shit out of here, bro. I don't like any of that music.
Matter of fact, if you're over the age of 19, you need to quit making beats. For real, stop. Okay, that interview kind of went viral where Emerald, who's like a big producer, is going off on the older generation and hating on soul music. And he's trolling, guys. So am I. Clearly, I am an older producer.
So like I said, I'm an older producer too. I actually just turned 40 recently. I think 40 will be my most successful year. Every year that has gone past, ever since I turned 33. 33 is when I finally took the big leap into going all in with my own creative skills and relying on nothing but, what I know from sales and marketing from my college days, and providing my skills on the music side to create something out of nothing. So yeah, I was 33 years old when I quit both of my jobs. I was working 2 9-to-5s and digging holes, digging dirt and shoveling rock and delivering pizza. So I was doing all that day and night, and it really wasn't cutting it. So at age 33, I decided to go all in, and here I am 7 years later at age 40, and every year has been better and better and better. In fact, when I was starting out, it was almost like every month was better and better and better. And then reality started kicking in with, just actually running a business, the ups and the downs, and, actually living through multiple years of seeing the cycles of social media, seeing the cycles of the economy, seeing the cycles of yourself. So, yeah, I mean, business is a living, breathing thing when you really think about it. And that's why just watching videos on YouTube really doesn't cut it, y'all. Like, you got to take that information and put it into action so that you could actually start breathing with it and feeling the pulse, feeling the heartbeat of what it is that you actually should be doing and how and when. All that requires you to feel that rhythm, feel that pulse. That's how you actually create consistency, finding that within your own life, because most of the advice that you get won't even apply to the end result that you will be at with your actual business, with you as an individual creative entrepreneur. Most of the advice won't apply to you. That's why you need to start taking action immediately and start realizing and sorting through what actually does apply to you, because you won't know until you start running your operations. You won't know. You'll start running into problems. Then you can look that shit up. Stop looking shit up before you even have a problem. Y'all trying to solve problems you don't even have yet.
But the one thing that changed as I got older is that I'm not, and for good reason, having a lot of conversations with kids. You know, if I'm in the schools or if, you know, I'm interacting, like my girlfriend has a daughter that's young and, you know, she's watching TikToks and stuff. And sometimes I just have to stop and be like, okay, what is that song? If I'm not regularly communicating with the next generation, it's hard for me to really know where the sound of the culture is trending.
That is a super good point. So when I moved to Michigan, I was in my mid 30s, but the people that I hung out with were a generation younger than me. So they were in their 20s, mid 20s, early 20s. And that allowed me to listen to what music they were listening to. And surprisingly, a lot of the music that they're listening to was also the music that I was already listening to. So for example, I would say, hey, play some Yeet. And sure enough, like they didn't even know who Yeet was at the time. So I've been in that situation where, you know, I realize I'm still kind of ahead of the curve, at least at that time when it came to having my ear to the ground with what's out there and what's kind of rising up. And I say that like I'm not anymore. And I'm realizing I still am now only because I recently did another round of research of if I were to make type beats, who would I make type beats for? And that included people like Ian, and Ian would probably be the most popular person on my list. But there was a lot of other people that were on the list that are not very popular at all that I think will come up in the future. So I have been listening to a lot more of the newer style of music, which is why I've commented on videos from Ellis Lost. He has a few videos on the new sound of trap and the different genres that are popping up. And yeah, sure enough, like he's nailing it in terms of really describing them and showing how to make it and so on and so forth.
Imagine being 40 years old and making something like that. I was like, oh, wow, this is my first 40-year-old compliment. So I'm embracing it.
I'm just now realizing DJ Payne is 40 as well. I was thinking he was like 38, but I guess we're the same age. 84, I guess.
Wearing the big ass jeans. I'm not saying Riz, but let's talk music. Let's talk beat making. As producers get older and they're still making beats, obviously there are a lot of older producers, the young dudes that love to throw rocks at us old guys.
You know, honestly, I have never experienced that ever. I've never experienced anything about age. Now that might have something to do with my looks. I do realize I don't look my age. I never have. When I was younger, I looked older. And then when I got older, I either stayed the same or started looking younger than my friends. Kind of feel self-conscious saying that out loud, but I'm just saying what people tell me. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if there is a younger producer stigma. Shout out to Shark. I know Shark is 38, and he works with some of the youngest producers in the game. He works with Tumphy and who else? Cloud. Who else? Yeah, he's working with all kinds of young producers, and Shark looks young too. Shark don't look like he's 38. He looks like he's 20 something. So I don't think I look that young. I think Shark is going to end up looking younger than me by the time he's 40. You know, when I actually make myself look, you know, take off the glasses, put in my contacts, fix my hair, I could look younger if I want to. Shave a little bit. Not smoke as much weed. I end up looking younger when I'm completely fresh-faced, if you will. I've never experienced anything negative in terms of age.